There's a special Porsche tool for this, which has a 4-digit number. Haven't got it in my head, but I made my own. Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the work that I'm doing on my 911. You can see there's the engine. It's been partly dismantled because what I'm doing is, apart from just sort of going around and checking everything, I want to have a look inside the cylinder heads, or at least take the cam covers off and have a look at the camshafts, and also check the chain guide rails. So the plastic guides, which the chain basically tensions the chain using the chain tensioners, and essentially they rub against the chains every time or all the time that the engine is running. So 100,000 miles is obviously quite a lot for one of these engines. I wouldn't say too much by any means. They carry on forever if you look after them. But after 100,000 miles, I want to have a look at those guide rails and to see, inspect them to see if they're worn down or not. So let me just change the camera angle. So it's a bit cramped to get in here because I haven't got much space here. But what I wanted to show you is the procedure of taking off the cam covers. So the first thing you need to do, and this has come from the professionals that I've spoken to, is buy yourself the Bentley Publishers manual, the service manual, which is this book here. And yes, it's possible to get parts of it or sections of it or possibly all of it online, and I have got lots as a PDF. But the guy I spoke to recently, who's helped me in the past, based over in Kent, Steve at Goshall Motors. He's a Porsche specialist, great guy. He said, yeah, it's all good and well having it online, but you need something to refer to when you're in the workshop. So I bought this. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. It contains pretty much everything. It covers all of those models, and cost 190 euros on Amazon, and was literally next day delivery, which was very impressive. Anyway, back to the engine. So what you have to do in order to get to the cam covers, you don't need to do quite as much as I've done, but as I say, I'm going to replace all of the gaskets on the air intake plenum and so on, so I took that off and also wanted to clean them up. But essentially what you need to do is you need to lock the cams, which I do anyway for safety precautions. The M9603, which is the successor to the M9605 in the 3.4 litre engines, 911s or 996s, is pretty different. The way they do the VarioCam, has the VarioCam Plus. The 3.4 just has the standard VarioCam, which is very good. It's just very different to this. And until I started taking it apart and looking into it, didn't appreciate quite how different it was. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to go into how you actually get into it. So what I did is there's a special Porsche tool for this, which has a 4-digit number. Haven't got it in my head, but I made my own. So what you need to do to lock the cams is to pop off these two covers on the 3.6 litre engine, at least. On the 3.4 litre, it's only the bottom cover. And fit that cam locking tool in, and also to lock the engine at top dead center, which it has to be for those cam shafts to line up, is to put an 8mm tool or bit. Some people use drill bits, I've used a center punch, and you put it in this tier shaped hole here, and you rotate the crank pulley until you just basically feed that in, and it's about, what's that, about just before 12 o'clock, that is. And top dead center is marked with, where are we? Oh dear. With this mark here. Little notch there and a line there. So, then what you need to do is you need to remove the brackets holding on the VarioCam solenoids. In the 3.4 engine, this setup is different. There's one of them on each side and it's inside the cam cover, but these are accessible from outside the cam cover. So you just have to take the brackets off, remove those. This one turns quite freely and wants to come out, but you just hold this in and then wiggle them off. I had to do quite a lot of cleaning here, still needs to be cleaned a lot more. And this one comes off too. And then you have to release the oil pump. Okay, remove these two Torx bits or Torx screws on the oil pump, just these two. And so take these two out, but just release these two. And then you have to remove all of the 20 they're E10 fittings, Torx bolts on the cam cover. There's 20 of them going all the way around there. And then you have to, what else do you have to do? Let me have a think. I hadn't drained the oil before, so it's probably worth draining the oil before you do this, because it all came out. I was able to catch it, but it just all comes out. Pretty much all of the engine oil comes out if you have the engine flat. So ideally you would drain the oil first. I'm just trying to think, what else did I do? Yeah, pretty straightforward. Remove all of those bolts, and then there are special parts of the engine where you can actually just pry it off, pry the cam cover off, and yeah, then you're in, and then you can see what the engine looks like. So I did all that yesterday. I didn't have my phone with me, so I didn't film any of it. What I'll do is I'll whip it off now, because it's only being held on by 3 bolts, and I'll show you inside. Okay, so as I say, there are a number of differences between the 3.4 and the 3.6, but on the 3.6, I'm not sure really that you need this locking tool. I'd always use it because there are shells here. There are 4 of them, which are actually holding the cam shafts down. Whereas in the 3.4, all of the shells are incorporated within the cam cover, or at least most of them. And if you were to take that out like this without the locking tool, then they'd just spring off, you know, the cylinder head. But on the 3.6, they're being held down here and here on both. So that's what it looks like inside. I was amazed when I took the you know, the cam cover off, how good it all looked. I cleaned up the cam cover yesterday because it was all pretty covered in oil. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this job, because there's an oil leak. I think it's coming from the the oil breather pipe which goes across the engine. So I'm going to check that at some point. But just looking inside, it's quite interesting. These are the VarioCam solenoids here, left and right, those two. And what I want to do is I want to check the guide, they're called guide rails, or at least these guide pads here. So I'm going to take these bolts out and just have a look at this one. And you can also see under here the caramel coloured, very light, the light is pretty bad, the caramel coloured guide rails under there, so I want to check those too. Okay, so that is that top guide, and I don't know if you can get the light right, but you can see there's somewhere. I think it's definitely worth replacing, but it's really not that bad. You can see a little bit of disintegration there on that inner side at least, but really not that bad. For 100,000 miles, that's the only wear it has, which is pretty good. Okay, so just thinking about the chain guides. The ones I can get to at the moment are the top guide here, which is very easy to get to. I could, by removing the entire oil pump assembly, I could remove the 2 bolts, one here and one behind here, and probably get that bottom one out, so that's 2. I could then remove this cam cover as well and do the top one here, 3, and then I can access, take off the chain tensioner, remove this bolt here and do the bottom one, so that's 4. But the rest of them I can't get at, so the question is whether I even bother doing all of that. The easiest one I can do is just to replace that one there.